welcome back to another vlog. Today I am going to start just a short little get ready with me to go on a work trip vlog. So we're going to go over how do I plan for what I need to bring, what I'm packing, my suitcases. So we're going to do all that in this vlog. And if you don't know who I am, hi, my name is Brooke. I'm 29. I live in North Carolina. I'm married, and on my channel, I like to do a mix of personal finance and lifestyle vlogs. So if you like that kind of content, please make sure to subscribe. I would love to have you over here. So this morning, I'm actually working on figuring out logistics for my family trip that's in August. We are going to Las Vegas and the Grand Canyon. So I'm trying to figure out where we're going to stay when we're in Las Vegas, trying to figure out how to make the most of our different points that we have and all that good stuff, because I like to use as much of the point system as I possibly can. I have a couple of travel credit cards. I have the Chase Sapphire Reserve, and I also have the Capital One Venture card. So I try to use most of those for all of my everyday purchases so that I can get all of my points. I also have a Chase Freedom Unlimited, which allows you to get ultimate rewards points when you're using that instead of the cash back. And so I like to use that because you can get outsized value from using your points at different places like Hyatt and things like that. And I just heard that Hyatt is devaluing their program. I'm so sad. And so I'm trying to lock in the current rates right now before they start to blow up their whole catalog. So let's sit down and figure out how we can make this work, and then we will start our work day, get in some work. Then I'm going to start packing because, this is a work trip. So I feel like packing during my work day is totally fair. I also take a shower because tonight I have book club. So I'll also be taking a quick shower as well so that I can have a good evening. So now let's talk about my planning process for when I go on these long trips. What I like to do is use the Notes app on my phone to create a list, and I make it a checklist so I can go ahead and mark off things. I also like to look up the weather where I'm going, and also I like to plan for how many days I'm going to be there. For this trip, it is an international trip, so that is another thing that I had to keep in mind. I also am going to be there when it's really cold and rainy, so I'm bringing extra stuff that I usually don't bring on a trip. But one of the things that I wanted to talk about when it comes to international travel specifically is a couple of things. One, you need to understand what kind of data you're going to use while you are there. So while I'm there, I'll mainly be in the office, so I'll be able to use the Wi-Fi at the office. However, when I'm out and about in town, obviously I cannot use my US SIM card. So what I like to do is get eSIMs. And eSIMs are really nice because you don't have any physical, tiny little SIM card that you have to move in and out like they used to. I remember when I went to China back in 2017, I had to get physical SIM cards, and I was so afraid I was going to lose my US SIM card. So I had this note card that I basically just taped my SIM card to and then put it in a special place in my luggage so I wouldn't lose it and forget about it. The newer phones, obviously, that was 9 years ago, have access to eSIMs, which means you can just download them to your phone and you don't have to switch out the physical SIM card or anything like that, and you are good to go. My favorite service that I have used consistently on several different trips to Europe, to Asia, to South America is the Airlo SIM. It is a company, I think it's based out of Singapore, but you can pretty much buy a SIM card for pretty much any location you're going to. You can buy it by country, you can buy it by region. So if you're traveling all over Europe, which a lot of people do, you can buy the Europe SIM, and then it will work in whatever country you go. You can also buy one for the whole world. So I will put a link down to my Airlo thing down there. I don't get any commission from them, but you do get a little bit of an incentive if you sign up for Airlo with my link down below. But I will be using that to go ahead and get my data. I usually do their 7-day package because that's how long I'm going to be there for. And I usually get the 1 gig. And if you ever need more than what you've bought, you can always do a top up, and that's pretty cheap as well. So I think it's a very good service. It's very cheap for what you get. Now, when it comes to this, it does not include messaging like through SMS. You aren't able to get those, and you're also not able to make phone calls. So if you do need that, they do offer that at Airlo as well, but then you have to get a provisioned number. So if you don't really like need that, you can still do Wi-Fi calling. I like to use WhatsApp when I am abroad. It's just easier if I use that, and I also have, you know, my Wi-Fi calling and stuff like that. The second thing you have to think about is what kind of ports do they use in the country that you're going to. This one is like really old. I bought this like in college, so I've used it a lot, but this one has multiple different levers here, and you push each lever and it'll give you like the different ones. So this one, as you can see, is just like the normal US one, but then if you do this one, you get this one that I think this might be Australia. I'm not 100%. And then you click on this side and you can pull them back in. And then you have this one. This is type G, which is actually the one I'll be using. The reason why I got this is because it also has 2 USB charging ports up here, which is really nice. Now, this is not good if you have like something high powered. I accidentally broke one of my sister's things when we went to Korea using this because it doesn't have like a converter. It does, so like if you have like too much power or not enough power or whatever, like going through it, I think it was like her hair dryer. I'm sorry, sis. But I broke it while we were in Korea because I was using this. This one does not have a ground. So, you know, if you're using like a 3-prong thing, like say you're like doing your laptop or something like that, sometimes your chargers will have the 3-prong, and this does not have a space for 3-prong. It's only for 2-prong. So you also have to think about that. So that's why I upgraded to this guy. This guy does have a converter in it, so that if you are using something that has like different voltage or whatever, it should be okay. This one has 2 USB chargers, USB-C as well. So this one's actually built in. So this USB-C one is built in. So if you need to charge anything that's USB-C, you can use that. And what you have to do to get this one out is there's this little thing up here, and you just like slide that in, and then you can slot these, and then you can change out the ports that you need. This is the type G, and this one is nice because it does tell you what type it is, so type G, and then slot them back in. And this one has 2 ports, and see where it says 220 and 110 volts. That is what you need to know if you're trying to use things like a hair dryer or something like that. Get one that does conversions or you'll break your hair dryer. And it also comes with this nice little bag, and then you have the switch out for the different ports. So again, the reason is because this one cannot convert voltage, but this one can. So that's important to keep in mind when you are doing stuff. The last thing that I want to talk about is safety. So the biggest thing about safety, especially for me, is like making sure that even if I am out, I always have people who know where I'm going. And also, I love the use of AirTags. I have an AirTag that I will be putting in my checked luggage. So if anything happens to my checked luggage, I can be like, hey, I have my AirTag. I know where it is because I've got that. And AirTags last for like a really long time. I don't know how long the battery is, but they last for a really long time. So they're pretty cheap. They're like $49, but you can usually find them on sale, get like a 2-pack and things like that. But they're really nice because if you're a heavy Apple user, I have my iPhone, I've got my Mac, all that kind of stuff, then you can easily add your AirTag into your Find My, and then you'll be able to find it. Because I'm always just worried about my checked luggage getting lost. I know it's like not probably likely to happen, but I like to be over-prepared. I just wanted to go over a couple of those things because that's sometimes things that you don't always think about when you are planning travel, especially international travel. So I hope that all of these tips were helpful. If you've been abroad before, put down your tips below because, you know, I want to use this video as a way to help people like understand international travel, especially if they're new to it, and make sure that they know all the stuff that they need in order to have a good trip. We're gonna start by laying everything out. So we've got some jeans. It's supposed to be kind of colder. Now, I will say I do work at a tech company, so we're a little bit casual in that sense, so I don't have to dress up like super crazy. But I will bring one of my nicer like pants, which is my Quince pants presentation I'm giving. So I'm gonna wear these on my presentation day. And then since it's going to be so cold as well, I'm also bringing my leggings. I've got my beanie. I have a pair of bedclothes. So I'm gonna wear pants because I don't know if the rooms will get cold or not. Now, in terms of socks, gonna do some longer socks that are warm just in case, because I am going to wear my big Doc Martens. I have to wear long socks on or else they like rub. All my tops and stuff are hanging up in my closet, so I've got to go grab those. But first, let's get into this closet. I'll have to grab into here. Well, not in there. That was a failure, so let's go to the other closet. And this is why you don't often see into my closet, because it is a total mess. My big Tommy Hilfiger, we're gonna bring that. This guy, my door is threatening to close on me. We're gonna bring my purse. This is good. It holds up to a 15-inch laptop, so this is why I like it. And then we need some shirts. So it, like I said, it's going to be colder, so I'm definitely gonna wear more sweater type stuff. It's like some basics, sweaters. I like to always have a collared shirt as well, at least one collared shirt. One of my coworkers said this was cute, so I'm gonna wear it. Why not pop in this gray one? I need to find my pink rain jacket because that will definitely be something that I need for this trip as well. Honestly, I actually like this sweater better. I'm gonna take out this one, replace it with the other sweater. So, and last things last, I need to grab my good old base backpack. I really like this travel backpack. It's a good size. I found it. My pink jacket. It was on the ground. Okay. Honestly, this whole situation scares me a little bit. Ah. So let's go back over and now we can pack our suitcase. All right. So this sweater, this shirt, this shirt, this sweater, and this sweater. See, I like to go basic, so that's all good. I'm also gonna throw in, like I said, a couple of t-shirts. So I have this one. Let's throw in, oh, it's the 30th anniversary of Pokemon. So my Pokemon t-shirt, this is my Pallet Town t-shirt. It's so cute. Now let's go ahead and grab my suitcase. All right. Because I am normally scared that I'm gonna run out of space to do my carry-on, I'm not gonna do that, but I'm just gonna bring my big one. So this is Calpack. So I also have the mini one, and this one has my Pikachu thing on it. We're not gonna use this one, so I'm gonna put this one back underneath the bed. And I also have packing cubes, so I need to get those out. So this is what the inside of the base backpack looks like. I'm going to put at least one change of clothes in here, then put the rest of my clothes in that one. Let's just zip all through this because this is taking a really long time. So yeah, I will see you when all of these are packed. So this is where we are at now. So we've got all the stuff. I also put in the things for my coworkers. And then we have this bag. I still need to get my toiletries, but I will put those in here. This front pocket holds my toiletries. And yeah, the last thing I need to do is put my AirTag in this suitcase, because this will be the suitcase that I go ahead and check. My AirTag, gonna put it in there. You guys, packing took not as long as I thought. I think it took a total of like 45 minutes, which is why I like to have my list. I've got pretty much everything ready to go. There's just a couple of things that I will obviously have to pack once it is closer to Sunday when I leave. But thank you all so much for watching this video. When you're watching this, I'll already be at my destination. So I hope that when I come back, I'll have lots of fun things to share with you all. And if you have gotten this far in the video, make sure to comment down below with the plane emoji for travel. And as always, please make sure to like and subscribe. And I will see you all in my next video. Bye, y'all.